Hi there, Vibe Gardeners. Welcome to another edition of Vibe Gardening Informed Edition, where we're going to talk about how I'm going to transfer this lupine into this massive pot and make a DIY planter insert. That said, let's go. All right, so what's happening here is over the past about coming on the third year now, this lupine has been living in this kind of plastic or resin pot, and it is pretty lightweight, but I want to give it something a little bit more hardy because every winter I'm going to have to transfer this indoors into the garage over here, and it's a pain in the butt, and I'm going to have to also essentially harden these guys before moving them out every year. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer into this cement planter that I got from Costco, and be able to keep it outdoors and have it have that real cycle of going from winter to the growing season. And the challenge here is that this cement planter is significantly larger than this guy right here. And it also has only, I'll show you in a little bit close up, and it's only got about 1 inch, half inch to 1 inch diameter drainage hole at the bottom. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to use this planter I was able to pick up on the side of the road that someone's getting rid of and convert it into a makeshift DIY. It's not even actually a makeshift, it's a DIY insert for this planter. So that's going to basically take away some of the soil needs and also give it better drainage so that the lupine will not have wet feet. So that's what I'm going to show you guys how to do today. So with that said, let's go. So this is the inside of the cement. As you can see, there is an 1 inch hole here for drainage, which is probably not enough. And the one thing I've noticed that was perfect is that this planter fits in here perfectly. And we can put it in here and flip it upside down. And there we have it. But obviously with these holes, these 8 holes on the bottom, that's not going to be enough. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to drill more holes in here and make this into a proper planter insert so that drainage is not going to be a problem later on. All right, guys, to show you guys the materials you need to make this happen is first of all, safety first. Got to get yourself one of these safety glasses. And then you're going to also need, you guys, a drill, cordless I prefer, and a 1/4 inch drill bit to give yourself a good enough drainage hole here. And what I've also done was I got this tarp to be able to put the lupine temporarily while it's getting transferred. Of course, you need to get yourself some outdoor potting mix to fill the hole at the bottom with whatever soil is not enough. So with that said, let's get going on this. All right, guys, so I drilled the holes in here. As you can see, I put 5 extra holes on the top, and then I added more holes here diagonally, and then I also added another hole at the bottom here, and then on the rim here. So total, I added about 4, 8, 12, 16. So I added about 21 more holes in this to make it a really draining. And as you can see, I also made a mistake here in that I pushed it a little too hard on the hole here, so it made a crack. So that's something that you want to avoid. So drill slowly. Don't make the same mistake I did. And thankfully at the top, this is where the least amount of pressure from the soil is going to be. So that's hopefully going to give us the least amount of breakage in the future, and hopefully it doesn't collapse. So yeah, that's what we're going to be. This is what we're going to be using here at the bottom. All right, so the lupine got used a shovel and dug it out. Most likely, it did not like or was happy about what happened, but I think it's going to thank us later on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a shovel and transfer the rest of the dirt into the new cement planter. All right, so as you can see here, I was able to get all the dirt out of the old planter. and put it in here. It's still a little shy from it, but it's much better now because I was able to get that insert in there to create a lot of negative space and get better drainage going. So I'm going to fill the rest with the Miracle-Gro indoor-outdoor potting mix with compost, and then be able to planting the actual lupine after that gets in there. So here we go. And guys, here's the finished product. I was able to fill to the top, put the lupine back in, and then fill the rest with some potting mix that's meant for outdoors. And we are now done. All right, guys, so that's it for getting yourself a makeshift, well, actually not really makeshift, but a permanent planter insert made from scrap pot or planter that you may not want or pick up from the curbside in your neighborhood. Hope that gave you guys a good way of save yourself about $20 to $30 in the May of 2026, and get you guys a lighter planter. And yeah, that's how I transplanted my lupine to the concrete planter. So with that said, guys, keep gardening and keep vibing. Let's go.